All right, all right, all right. It's nice to have us here at the moment, and it's quite very awesome. How many of us enjoyed that of last week? And from the comment sections and a couple of other things, we can guarantee that it was awesome and wonderful. And today we'll be talking about a whole lot of other things that would actually help us maximize this tax era. Because throughout this period of time, we've been talking about the tax, and just on Monday last week, the tax has been implemented. So for some of us saying that the implementation will be by January 1st or so, it has actually been implemented just 2 days ago, just last Monday, and which simply means it will take effect from January 1st. So a couple of other things that were handled about the tax, and a whole lot of questions have been going on the X space, like Twitter space, and a couple of other platforms where the chairman of the tax committee, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, trying to demystify a couple of things and make it simple. So, but I want to assure us that this tax is actually something very good. It will simplify a couple of things and make things easier. Last week, I made mention that a whole lot of things has been happening where the local government would collect tax, and a couple of other people too would also collect tax. The state government will collect, federal government will collect a whole lot of tax here and there, and all these things has been unified into one single system. It simply means that whatever one you're paying for, you are paying just once. So they know, the people in the state of government knows how to distribute that to the local governments and state government and federal government as well, as the case may be. And we are talking about how would this affect the common man in the street, because the simple thing about it is that once the VAT is implemented, let's say I'm a businessman and I'm told that for every income I have, I will pay VAT. The simple thing I will do might be to find a way to avoid the VAT. If I don't find a way to avoid the VAT, the simple thing again I will do is that the working class will pay the most for it. If you're buying my product, you're also buying the tax, as the case may be. But then let's see how this will work out, because we'll have a sales expert who would tell us how we can make massive sales. Because the part of the things we are afraid of now, because some of us who've gone back, for me personally, I went back 2024, I printed my account statement for my business account, or one of the business accounts. And the amount of volumes I saw there, I was surprised, because sometimes you wouldn't know the amount of money that passes through your account until you're able to sit down and calculate this thing. So I wanted to start a reconciliation with the tax for 2024 and also for 2025 before I come into the 1st of January to start meeting these new tax laws, so that I'll simplify my life too. So I'm getting prepared for that. And we also want to make sure you are getting prepared for that. So in order to demystify the confusions, we started last week, and probably throughout this month, we'll also run through that tax system so that you can actually understand how these things work. So today, we want to make sure that as you're paying this tax, you won't be paying it from a point of pain. So how can you increase your sales so massively that even if you pay this token to the government, whether it's 21% of the capital income tax or capital gain tax, as the case may be, or company income tax, you wouldn't so much feel it, because there is a massive amount of sales coming in, either as a contractor, as a business owner, as a sole entrepreneur, or you're running a company. These things matter so much to you, whether you're in the product industry or service industry. So please, I actually want to make this very simple for us. And that is why I'm bringing in the sales guru, the sales expert who has gone about from state to state, touring the states and teaching multinational companies how they can increase their sales, transgending from the real estate to lots of other companies, tech companies, social enterprises, mention it, oil companies. He has trained lots of staff and has actually helped lots of organizations do 10x in their sales. So if he has done this with individuals, he has done this with multinationals, he has done this with real estate firms, I believe so much that he can also give you these things and strategies that can help you 10x your sales, and also tell you as you're doing the 10x in your sales, and also tell you how you can reduce your tax so that the more you earn, the less you pay. So there are other things you would have to gain in this. So please, I want to make welcome to this meeting a friend of mine. I've known him for long, so much. We've been friends. We've known way back a whole lot of times, and we've had a lot of things together. So I'm bringing on stage the sales guru. Please, sir, you're highly welcome to this meeting. How do you feel coming here, sir?
Thank you. I feel great that my mentor is hosting me. It's a beautiful feeling being here where so everybody, this person here is my mentor. Most many people don't know. And I always say this person actually taught me that reading is one of the ingredients for growth. He didn't sit me down to teach me. I observed his life a long time ago. It's been more than a decade now since we were friends, almost 15 years now. And I learned that reading is, at least watching your lifestyle then, inspired me to embrace reading as a cultural thing. And I remember there was a time I had to get to the level where I was doing at least one page per day when I was in college. And
Wow.
sometimes I will keep it on my chest. I'm reading and I sleep off. But I just want to make sure, no matter how busy my day was, I needed to make sure that I keep to that one page per day. And to the glory of God, it's been making sense to us today. So I'm happy to be here today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we're also delighted to have you. And it's a rare privilege because you've trained lots of people, and we are glad to have you here train this audience of people we have here. So thank you so much. We are so grateful. So please, the floor is yours. Let's start. I have my pen and paper here. So I'm ready. I'm ready to learn too. I'm ready to write because this new year I need to do 10. In fact, I need to do 20x. If we've been doing 10x, let's double it. Probably 100x.
Okay, so let me say something. I think sometime it was in my master class last year. I shared the story of how some people, I think they said they paid about 5 million naira to attend that training. And one of the persons they brought as their guest facilitator, actually the chief facilitator, was this guy that owns Microsoft, Bill Gates.
Yeah.
So when Bill Gates came on board, they were expecting, just like you have your notes now, they were expecting that they were going to write plenty things. When he got to the, when he got to the stage, he simply told them, he said, "Everybody in this room, take your business serious," and he left.
Wow.
So, so if I be Bill Gates now, I would have used that strategy. I would just come here. I'll just come here and say, "Everybody here, take your sales serious." Anyways, it's a beautiful
Very
thing to
important
be
stuff.
here. I hope the people can hear me. Um, my
Of
name
course.
is Udo Chukwuchikwendo, and I'm popularly known as the sales guru. That's what a lot of people know me as. I'm a marketing and sales coach and also a business consultant. So, anybody here, is this your first time listening to me? Is there anybody in this call that this is your first time listening to me? I would like to know. I can't see the back end, but I don't know if you can see it favor. Is there anybody here indicating that this is their first time listening to me? Okay. I don't know. Is there anybody like that?
Okay. As the training proceeds, I believe would if there
Okay, some
is
people. Okay. Okay.
indication.
I just wanted to find out too. All right. So I'm not a tax expert. So favor may do justice to the other tax, just like he has been doing tax justice to some of these things. This
Okay. Someone
one.
just stated that
Okay.
being in your class for the first time.
Oh, welcome. I appreciate you. I always call those people that are joining me for the first time my celebrities because what an opportunity to meet a special person like you. So thank you for finding time to join us today. I appreciate you. And to everybody that has been part of my training before, I want to celebrate you and ask you that please no see me finish. This night you are still going to get a fresh anointing.
Yeah, Henry Wade saying, "I know you from
Oh,
Futo."
from Futo. Oh, okay. All right. I know those are coming Saudo. They either know me from Futo, RCF to be precise. That, and those that call me Ogudo, I appreciate all of you. We are
Very
morphing
important.
every day and facing the ministry that God has given to us
Yeah.
to to democratize wealth creation in the African continent, especially through entrepreneurship.
Sure.
All right. I would like my session may not go as far as expected, and I'm not here to impress anybody or maybe speak to you in a dimension that you should see me as someone that is intelligent. No, I'm not also interested in making you like me after the session or trying to impress you or have a positive impression in your mind. No. The reason why I accept speaking engagements most of the time is because I always tell myself before the session that even if it's only one person who gets to be impacted at the end of my session, I'll be very, very glad, because I think there's a scripture in the Bible. I'm a Christian, and it's for reference purpose. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, is there when a shepherd is guarding her sheep and 100 sheep and one is lost, is he not going to leave the 99 that he has to look for the one that was lost, right? And someone sang a song with that thing. I think Chandala Moore says, he leaves the 99 always for the one, stuff like that. So I believe that even if I have a congregation of 100 persons, I'm not necessarily speaking to 100 persons. I'm probably speaking to one person who may be lost at the moment, who is tired of seeing his balance sheet or her balance sheet remaining the same, who probably have been at a particular spot and want to scale to the next level, who may not also necessarily know what to do, or maybe knows what to do but doesn't know how to scale their operations, right? So some of those feedbacks I get from my trainings, they are my biggest motivation, not necessarily the money I get to be paid for people to access my sessions, right? So I want us to be on the same page tonight. Flow with me and believe with me that I'm actually here passionate enough because you are here, right? And I want us to go on a dimension. Please feel free to keep your questions if you have any, and ask me as this session is going on. And please listen to me from a clear heart out of, thank you for that person that gave me that scripture, Matthew chapter 18, verse 12. Thank you. And no certain people can think, but I believe I have something to share with you tonight. So the topic is divided into two. The first part is how to make sales and then avoid paying those tax. Now, I would like to start with the second part first and end with the second part too. It's just because of the way our economy is structured. That's why whenever we hear the word TAX, tax, we are always scared or afraid, right? But it's a constitutional duty for everybody to pay tax. And those that make enough sales, they are not afraid of paying tax. Also, I will say this from the little knowledge I've gathered so far. If you are doing a business, I know majority of people want to do business name, but if you know you are doing a business that your volume, your revenue, your income volume is more than 50 million naira per annum, it is no longer advisable for you to use a business name. Go and open a limited liability company. Our tax expert here and business structure expert here, Mr. Emily, will also tell us more about that. So
Yeah,
let me
sure.
go back to the sales part. First of all, I would say that he that makes much sales is not afraid of paying tax. Those that are afraid of paying tax are those who make very low sales. He that is mentally an entrepreneur is not also afraid of paying tax. Those who are afraid of paying tax are those who are hustlers, right? Oh, because they are thinking that the money that comes from their business is the money they need to use to buy a car and show. Now Christmas is coming, and go to the village and prove to all those local people who thought that they were never going to be anything, that they have arrived. That's what they thought initially, that that's what their business money was for. And now government is about to collect that tax, and that's your opportunity to show to your village, especially that girl you checked when you were in secondary school. She no gree. Now you don't they make money from your business. You want to buy a new car and go to the village and show them that Bobo has arrived and got some 4 wheels on the floor. So that's not the purpose of money or business. The purpose of business is actually to create wealth in the society. It's for the purpose of currency circulation. I always ask that if you go to your bank account, print out your statement, go through it and think of how much among the debit alert you have received from your bank account actually went to your own personal use. Right? So first of all, money is created for the society. It has to keep moving. It has to keep moving, right? It has to keep moving. Unfortunately, we are not we know the government, we cannot guarantee how far they can utilize this tax, but then it's now been structured in a way that you cannot evade tax, and if you evade tax, you may go to jail. But that's not our portion. So let's go back to my topic: how to uh, make sales, or how to close sales, or how to close deals. And I think this topic is important for everybody, including me too. And for everybody in my team, I'm trying to inoculate everybody into sales consciousness, right? The ability to sell. I always say that whosoever knows how to sell has bid eternal farewell to poverty. There is no poor salesman anywhere in the world. No poor salesman anywhere in the world. In fact, it is only sales that can make a man rich tomorrow, even though he was poor today. If you want to build a house, what do you need to do? Okay, how much is 80 million or 100 million? What do I need to sell? Who do I need to sell it to? How do I need to sell it? So these are the things I want us to be looking at today. It's important for me to also say that we are salespeople by nature. Our natural consciousness and inclination is selling. We sell every day. If my younger sister comes up to me one day and say, bro Dudo, you are a stupid man, I'm not just going to be angry. I'm going to just ask myself, how did she buy that part of me? How did I even sell myself so low to the extent that that's the part of me that she has bought now? So we are sales conscious by nature. Unfortunately, not everybody is sales conscious. We are salesmen by nature, let me put it that way. But unfortunately, not everybody is sales conscious. So before we go to how to sell, I want us to look at 4 things before we go to how to sell. The first one is what to sell. I'll talk about what to sell. I'll talk about to whom it is being sold to. I'll talk about why are you selling, why to sell, and then where to sell. Because I believe if you don't understand these ones, if I'm talking about strategies for closing sales, you make a mistake. Let's look at the first one, what to sell. So the question I'm asking everybody here is, what exactly are you selling? Now, if you're a fashion designer, somebody will tell me that I sell clothes, right? Okay, I want you to type it in the comment. Tell me what you sell. Anybody here, maybe like 2 or 3 persons. What do you sell? I want to get it from that person. And there is nothing you mention in this class that is wrong. Please, I want you to take note of that. I like my sessions to be as interactive as possible. Anybody? What do you say? Please bring it up on the screen if somebody writes something. What do you sell? Remember, we're looking at what to sell, to whom it is being sold to, and why to sell and where to sell. Anybody writing anything like that? Okay, somebody say I sell traveling. I sell traveling bags and luggages. Okay. Is there another person? Is there another person? I like to teach in a way that is long lasting. I don't like teaching people who have hustling mentality. I don't just like teaching people who want to listen to me and say, hey, make I just go apply this thing now, see how to go work, make money for myself. Oh. No, it has to be long lasting. Okay, let's use that case state. I'm currently an area sales manager for an FMCG brand. What domicile? Okay, whatever. Thank you. Fast consumer moving goods. I sell building materials, kitchen and bathroom wares precisely. Okay, thank you. It shows that you are following me. Now, I want to beg your pardon. My my sessions most time is not President Favor. Please grant me this pardon. I'm an Uber driver. Fantastic. Grant me this pardon because some of my sessions sometimes they end up making people feel worse than they came. But one thing I promise them is that when they finally leave and lay on their bed, they will love me more. But when the session was on, they may not like me very more. But when they leave and go back to their homes and start reflecting, they end up loving me more. Even those that abused me in their mind end up loving me more in their mind. So I actually like it like that. So grant me the opportunity to offend as many people as possible. So one of the major reasons why we don't
Yes, sir.
sell as much as possible is because we don't actually know what we are selling. We picked it up from where the society left us, right? Let me give you a little background about myself. The number one reason why I entered into business, and I think I've shared this a couple of times, is because I had a brother, biological brother, who graduated before me. When he graduated, he sought to get a job. He actually graduated with a good grade, I think 4.3 or 4.2 something, right? So he was among the top in his class when he graduated from Uniben, good school. Then he was all pumped up that he was going to get a good job. He did plenty certifications. He's very eloquent, very intelligent person, like very, very endowed. 1 year after his graduation, he finished in NYSC. We started looking for job, no job. 2 years, no job. 3 years, no job. 4 years, no job. 5 years, no job. Then he started doing network marketing. These people are not start speaking. Poverty is how did they used to speak? Because when if you are doing network marketing, you must learn all these rhymes. Until you have to.
Uh,
He became a health practitioner by fire by force. And after I saw him, then I hadn't even gained admission in college. And I said, my God, if my brother who has graduated with such good grade does could not find a job, what is my hope that I've not even gotten into school? So I thought the only alternative to searching for job was at least doing business. So while I was in school, I used to go to Lagos, buy t-shirts, sell to people in school. At a point, I joined network marketing too, which I don't think necessarily there's anything bad in network marketing. Did a lot with CM Benfam Nigeria, later worked with a GNLD while I was still in school. And while I was graduating, I said, God, what befell my brother is about to befall me. What is the way forward? And I decided to start a business. That's how I started that business. Then it was going and going. At least from when I graduated from college to today, I've not been hungry. But the problem with that motivation is simply because it is limited, right? And if you check very well, the reason why Westerners, our counterparts in the Western world do business is quite different from the reason why we do business. The cultural pattern to why business should be done has actually been defeated even before we started it. So what happens is that if I get to a level where I'm comfortable, I have a car, I can live in a good house, I am now fulfilled that, okay, I've achieved something significant. And guess what? If I was building something that I thought was going to change Nigeria, and somebody who was building something that at least can help him live a good life, our motivation is different and the way we pursue that business is different. If I'm building something that I think will change Nigeria, every single person I meet every day, I am likely to tell that person about my business. But if I'm building something that I just want to live comfortably, somebody will even say that, I better go, no disturb me, excuse me, no be my papa business, or those type of talks. So the first question I want to ask is, what are you selling? I want to tell you categorically that what you are selling is not your product or service. What you are selling is not bags. What you are selling is some level of convenience. What you are selling is some level of branding. What you are selling is some level of safety. What do you think a bag does to somebody? That's actually what you are selling, not the bag itself. Imagine the danger it will be that I'm traveling from Lagos to London, and on my way getting to my hotel in London, I opened my bag. It happened to be that the bag has turned under and my charger has fallen off. How will I feel? You selling quality bag that prevents the possibility of that thing happening. That thing you are selling is not the bag, but that safety, that convenience, that comfort, that class, that security. For the person selling traveling material, traveling agency or whatever, what you are selling is beyond just the traveling. What you are selling is the idea behind that traveling. What you are selling is an opportunity for somebody never to meet an international opportunity or a great meeting or something that can change that person's life. So I want to tell all of us who are joining me in this session that you should start reframing the thinking behind what you sell. Stop seeing yourself as somebody that is selling commodity. For the guy that is a sales manager in an FCMG company, I want you to understand that the number one thing you sell in your company is yourself, your personality. If you understand that, your focus is no longer on the product marketing, but on self-marketing. And I always say it everywhere that when your prospect or your prospective customers buy you as a person, this is specific to salespeople and even entrepreneurs too. When your prospective customers buy you, they are going to buy anything from you. I've been opportune to serve as a judge in different pitching competitions. And one thing is certain, no matter how brilliant your idea is, the probability of acceptance is dependent on the presenter. If you can captivate us with your personality, you have improved your chances of your idea being accepted. So the focus is never always on the product or service, because sometimes, whatever it is you are selling, someone else can sell it. There is a competitor. The only thing that somebody else cannot replicate is the idea behind that thing you are selling. And most times that idea is the one you created and attached to it. And the second thing that cannot replicate it is the person that is selling that thing. There are no two personalities that are the same in the face of the earth. That is why you should put your mindset on what you are selling to be the idea behind the product or the service. And the second one is the person behind the product or the service. That is you as a salesperson or the entrepreneur. Now, number two reason, and I'll spend a little more time on this, is to whom it is being sold to. In all my time of coaching and consulting, this is one of the biggest mistakes I've seen business owners make and salespeople, especially small business owners. Does anybody here know what is called a customer avatar? Does anybody here? I'm sure somebody here probably knows what a customer avatar is. We don't have all the time. So let me share something. Even today, I was having a meeting with a consultant because there's a product we are trying to push into the market. And I designed something and shared with the person because he's my partner on the project. And he was trying to explain to me why we should target some people. And I had to school him that as a business owner, your number one rule, number one priority is to identify who your target audience is, or target customer, or target market, whichever language you want to use. Many people don't know who their target customer is. Okay, I'm into traveling and stuff. Who is your target customer? Everybody that is traveling. That's border dash. Okay, what else again? I'm into fashion designing. I make bespoke senators for males. Who are your customers? Every adult male who needs senator wears. That does not make any sense. Your target customer should be properly defined. I could say my target customer is a medium. So I can have 3 to 4 categories of target customers, and all of them fit into different product offerings. So for instance, I run something like online sales bootcamp, I run executive sales masterclass, I run personal coaching, right? I speak at events, and I want to brand myself or communicate to the market. I have studied and know that, okay, I have these 3 categories of audience. So my target customer for online sales can be Oluwatosin, who just started his business but doesn't know how to navigate it from one end to the other to increase his sales. It could be Ebuka, who has run his business for 2-3 years and is looking for a strategy on how to move it from 1 to 2. Now, my target customer for executive sales massacre could be Ahmed, who has been in his business for 5 years and has achieved some significant impact, but wants to connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs and also 10x his sales within a short period of time. It has to be very specific. You need to know who you are looking for. Otherwise, sometimes you will be walking around or performing some marketing activities that will end up wearying you because you are doing something that is too generic. There is no specific catchment of the market that your communication pattern addresses. So if you have not done it before now, I want you to sit down, ask yourself this question: who is truly my ideal customer? Who am I looking for? Who am I looking for? Who exactly fits into usage for this product or service that I'm selling? So when I meet people now, I can ask you questions like, oh, you are a business owner, name of your business. How long have you been in your business? When I ask you how long you have been in your business, I could know the place in my product offerings that you belong to. Because I could see somebody that needed something at the beginning. There was a time I was selling sales from scratch. It was for people that just started. People who don't even know their whereabouts on how to move, how to even start, or how to even move from starting to the next day. There is no product or service in the face of the earth that is targeted to everybody, including water. Even water is branded for different people. That is why pure water is served to a category of people. Do you know there are also communities where they sell water with nylon, the one they tie that we used to drink those days? Those of us that knew when they were selling us ice cream in nylon. I don't even know how they prepare that type of. Oh my God, that ice cream used to bring us back when sun don't beat you. I don't know if you know the type of ice cream I'm talking. Those ones that are usually red, yellow.
Honestly, different colors of rainbow. You know, be saying, I want that yellow one. Give me the green one.
My God. And that time when you are coming back from school and sun don't beat you. One
I'm,
good thing I like,
I'm telling you.
one good thing I like about that ice cream is that you cannot share with anybody.
Honestly, once you pay, since it was 1 naira then or 2 naira, once you pay it, you are buy 1 naira, buy another agidi jollof, and you are good to go.
It's not this one that they can use scissors and cut now. That one is
Not at
uncuttable.
all.
And you cannot break it. If I buy it for myself, bro, now me go finish them. You don't have any business doing without. If you don't have money, go to your house. And I cannot give you because you can't suck it from the same place I'm sucking it.
Of course.
So why did I bring out all these things? So there is also ice cream that you are going to buy now, and you are going to spend thousands of naira. Cold Stone is for a class of people. The people that carry their own on wheelbarrow is for a class of people. There must be categorization in the market. Who exactly are you looking for? So for those of you running your personal businesses, you are different levels per time. I want to give you this counsel because one of the mistakes that people make a lot is that you are just starting and then in your mind they are saying, oh, like you may, assuming you are a barber now, you call yourself celebrity barber. I've seen this thing a lot in this industry, especially those that want to, even some people in real estate. I heard somebody call himself uh, real estate oracle. This one called himself land priest. This one called, there's nothing I've not heard. Some of them say, oh no, I want to sell premium. There is absolutely nothing wrong in trying to say, okay, I want to target the premium market, right? But you need to know the level that you are per time. You can actually, from beginning, say, okay, my target is the premium market, but I am going to start with the mass market first, right? Because the premium market does not buy from learners. The premium market buys from experts. That's one thing you need to learn. Premium market buys from experts, not from learners. So you can start from somewhere, even though you know at the back of your mind your target is the premium market, right? But that product you are selling, who exactly is it meant for? Stop telling me that it's for people in Lagos, it's for people in Abuja, it's for people in Port Harcourt. No, 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 no. Which category of people in your city, in your community, in your school, in your reach are you going to be selling to? You see how I talked my own and I wrote them with their names and I defined what they want, what they are doing part time. This is the assignment I'm giving to someone that is listening to me tonight. Go and really define who you are selling to. Who are you looking for? So that when you see people like that, you can easily identify them. Even on Facebook or Meta advertising, or even advertising is generally internet or anywhere you see, they will always give you targeting. Who are you targeting? Who do you want to see this campaign? So when you go to conferences, that's why some of you don't know how to network because you end up trying to network with everybody. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. It's because you don't know who you are targeting. There are people that even if I go for a conference or I'm a speaker, I may greet them, but I don't have any business with it. Someone shared with me when I was in Lagos just last week and said, oh, I know you love Tony Lumelu so well. Why don't you pay him a visit? Or has he not seen it? I just laughed and I told the person that if I see Tony Lumelu by now, I will be underpaid. I don't need to see him now. So who are you selling to? Please, are we getting value so far? And number 3, why do you sell? Now, please, if you are getting value, let me know. Let me know so that I'm sure I'm not talking to myself alone. Are we getting value so far? Okay, thank you. I needed somebody to type it. Thank you. Is it only this guy? He's very active. I feel like giving you a gift this night. Okay, thank you, Ginika. I appreciate you, Ginika. Thank you. All right. So why are you selling? This is, let me spend a little more, maybe 5 minutes on this before I now go to strategies on what I'm doing. Now, listen to me, guys. Let me, and I like to speak to you guys passionately, because if one person gets it right, I'm happy and I'm fulfilled, right? So, number one reason why you are selling is because you want to save a life. Can you pause one day and ask yourself, what is the danger of me not doing what I'm doing and doing it excellently well? I was in Port Harcourt March last year while I checked into my hotel in Villa Toscana. I just laid on the bed just to refresh from a long travel and then rest. And then I heard a voice inside my spirit, and it says, what is the danger of your voice not being heard? That was a striking time for me. What exactly is the danger of your voice not being heard? And I can go on and on and on and on and read out what I think is the danger. Something happened just in Lagos where I had my masterclass. Someone reached out to me after 1 week and said, oh, the sales guru, before now, when somebody tells me your price is too much, XYZ, there were 4 people that came to buy from him, and he had the same encounter. And he said, what I learned from your masterclass, I've applied it, and all of them bought. All of them bought. And he asked for my account number to send me something. Now, whatever he sent to me didn't make sense. It is the fact that that person would have also been in the same dilemma for a long period of time if he didn't attend my class. That was the danger of my voice being silenced. If you are selling pure water, what is the danger of you not selling pure water? What is the danger of you stopping that traveling? If you have not thought of it, let me help you a little bit. Let me use the guy that is into what is it called? Let me use something that is too common. The bag that people may think is common. What is the danger that you stop selling bags? And that everybody who is into bag selling stop selling bags. What's the danger that I'm trying to explain to you how to ascertain your why. At least even if you don't know how to sit down and say, oh, why am I selling this thing? Why am I in this business? You need to now find out, okay, what is the danger of me not doing this? Now, one of the dangers is that I'm using bag as a case study, is the fact that everybody will be stranded. Imagine me going to the airport carrying my clothes on my hand. Sometimes you don't even know the importance of what you are selling until you begin to ask these back-end questions. Imagine seeing somebody traveling to Port Harcourt or to anybody and running to the airport and he's carrying all his clothes like this. And he goes and then all your clothes, if you want to put it, you just push it. Oh my good God. Just that one scenario now tells you how important what you are selling is. Is it the person that is selling travel? Imagine there is no travel agent on the face of this earth or no travel company to give people live experiences. The second part, imagine if nobody actually started the bag business before you joined. If the bag business never grew, you wouldn't have gotten there. Now, you as a person, do you know that your bag business can grow to the level where you can now employ 2, 3, 4, or 5 persons and give them the same inspiration that somebody you learned that business from gave you? That means the chain is growing. And if that person finally learns how to sell bag from you, begins to sell his bag, he can make more money. And if he makes money, means he can marry a nice woman. Yeah. Of course, it's a bit low. And then if that person's parent is ill, he can take care of them. That means you're also reducing death rate in the society. That person would have had the opportunity of being an armed robber or a thief. But because you grew and he learned from you and also he grew his own, you have stopped somebody from being a thief. You need to know why you are in this business. That's why, see, why I'm sharing, I can just come here and tell you 2 things you need to do to sell. At the end of the day, it doesn't make sense to you. Because if the foundation is faulty, you ain't going anywhere. Right? So, this is why you need to sell. Now, the last one I want to explain here, before I go to the last part to wrap it up, is where do you sell? Do you know your marketplace? That's why I started with the second one. Who are you selling to? If you know exactly your target customers, the next question you now ask yourself is, where are they? Where can you find them? Mr. Favor, please tell me when my time is up. Where can you find them? And if you know where you find them, you simply go there. Please, if my time is up, let me know, please.
Oh, sure, I'll let you know.
Okay, sir. So it's important that the more you know your target market, the more you should also know where they are concentrated. There's no time spending all your time. If you are doing something that has to do with images, like the guy that is selling bags, if you want to do video, you should spend more time on Instagram and TikTok. You probably don't have much to do with Facebook. Learn to grow it, right? Spend more time. It's a visual marketing. It thrives more on TikTok and Facebook, right? So go to the locations where people need to see what you're doing. Do exhibition, plan something, just do something good. Let me just share something. I don't know whether I'll do it. I just put it out there. I've been thinking of doing, they've done cookathon. Maybe I will do sales-a-thon. The longest sales coaching. Favor, you help me on that. I know you design all the whatever we need to do to achieve that. Maybe I'll do sales-a-thon. The longest sales coaching marathon. It go sharp, my brother. Maybe I go do sales-a-thon. I don't go open them now. May nobody go copy and go do them.
If anybody copies it, we'll sue the person for copyright.
I don't get copyright too. So I don't know your legal backing when you use and sue the person. All right, so rule is to always make sure you go to where your customers are. Very important. That's why I say, for as a business owner, you're not supposed to be careless. It's not every conference you go, every training you go. You just need to know where you meet your customer. What's your probability of meeting your customers wherever you are going, right? Even these days, people are going to church with strategy. Well, I'm not saying you should do that, but while you do the spiritual work, also open your eyes to what could be available in your immediate environment, right? All right. All right, let's now go to how to sell, which is what I will conclude with, the strategies for closing sales. Number one thing I say here is that don't sell a product or service. And I think I've said it in the beginning. Sell an idea. Sell an idea. Sell an idea. If you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, you're a salesperson, sell an idea. It's over 5 years ago since I resigned from a paid job. And last month, someone reached out to me saying that company you were working with that time. In fact, the person called me with the framing that I own the company. So when I was working for that company, I never marketed the product as if I was doing it for somebody else or for another company. I marketed it as if it were mine. What happened today? People loved it. People loved me for it. People even started thinking that I owned the company, right? So sell the idea behind that thing you are doing. That's what you should do more. So if you are, for instance, the guy that is selling bag, I think I'm giving you too many tips tonight. You want to advertise your bag now in for social media. You don't say, oh, this bag is 50K, this one is 40K, this is okay, and I keep it. That's okay, but it's still basic. Almost everybody can do that. If I'm in your shoes, what I would say is that, okay, you see this bag, it is the most minimalistic bag you need for your travel. What do I mean? Do you know that this bag can contain up to 5 kg of load and you will not still know it? Now look at this zip. It goes like this. This one goes like this. This is good. This is fantastic. If you are thinking of traveling with convenience and you want a bag that will still maintain your class, get this bag. The commercial is not the same, right? So the second one, you are selling the idea behind that bag, and the first one, you are just selling the bag. It's not the same. And I can tell you, if you can consistently stay on that second pattern, you're going to go far in your business. It may take you a little while, but you go far if you understand the right strategies. And it's not like I'll share to you everything you need to do. Yeah, later you come and pay me tight if you start closing more sales. All right, number two strategy on how to close these sales is, please learn to tell a story. Learn to tell a story. Everybody tells a story. If you are selling bags and you have ever had an opportunity where your thing was missing, maybe when you were traveling for Christmas or to your village or you were flying, something about your bag got missing. It's a story. Your school bag got torn when you were small. It's a story. Oh, come on, I'm just giving you guys ideas here. Imagine if you were selling children's school bags. Instead of advertising this bag and say, oh, sell this bag for your child, it makes a lot of sense. Start sharing the story of how your bag got torn when you were in secondary school and you never knew, and your books got poured away. Unfortunately, when you were going, there was a water log on the road you were going, and your bag opened and it poured away. And you say, I don't want your child to experience the same thing I experienced. Now, come and take this bag. Is somebody understand what I'm saying here tonight? I think I should use another brand too. Somebody remind me another brand. Okay. Somebody talked about traveling. The guy that's in traveling. Okay. I sell recruitment solutions to employers and job seekers. Okay. I actually graduated from, listen, oh no, people should not take me to the spirit of my master class, because this is what I do for a living. So share a story always. Every entrepreneur in this dispensation must be a good storyteller. Every entrepreneur in this dispensation. If you don't learn how to tell a story, you'll not attract more people. Because the number one rule is not that story will make you close sales. Even though, yes, it will make you close sales. But the most important thing is that it will keep your existing customers and it will also attract other customers. And it's a simple law in business, in sales, that if you are able to reach more people, you can sell to more people. So the more the number of people you are able to reach, the more you can close sales, right? So tell a story. Always be a good storyteller. Learn it. Attend to trainings, right? Can help you. All right. Number two is create deals. For instance, some of you in different businesses, especially product-based businesses, Christmas is coming. I just did one with, I think it's a solar installation company. I say, create deals. Bring out things. Let's assume one of your cheapest package is 1 million. Why don't you put one of the deals and say, okay, it's 1 million, still sell it at 1 million. Look for things you can pack and put inside there. So I'm giving you 6 months free maintenance. Especially when you know you are selling quality. 6 months free maintenance. Free maintenance does not mean that if the battery blew, I will change the battery. And most times, the maintenance will not need it. The guy that is selling bag, imagine if you say, oh, I'm giving you this bag at 2-year warranty. 2 years, if anything happens to it, come and meet me back. The person that bought that bag and used it for 6 months and something happened, they will never have the mind to bring it back. So people like to buy deals. That deals that make them feel like, oh, I cheated this guy. That's what people buy most of the times, right? So create deals. Learn to create deals, right? You just create something and put it there. If you are somebody, say, oh, if you buy this children's book for me, I'm going to give you 2 or 5 exercise books, right? I'm going to give you free delivery to your house. Free delivery worth 10,000, that's off. And you calculate all those things and still factor the price into the bag. Let me tell you, the person that is selling more expensive but creating deals will always sell more than the person that is selling cheaper without deals. We don't have all the time tonight to explain all the dynamics of this, but go and read more about it. Go and attend trainings on how to create this. Can help you. Now, let me conclude with this one. Always enhance your funnel. What do I mean by enhance your funnel? Some of us don't know what our customer funnel is. Funnel is simply a customer journey. But what do I mean by enhance it? Number one, if this is a funnel, the first thing you need to always try to do is to increase the circumference of your funnel. Like, what do I mean? Always try to reach to more people. Expand your market reach every day. Expand your market reach every day. Expand your market reach. Right? I posted on my Facebook today just a short text that marketers don't go on holiday. Right? Marketers don't go on holiday, especially if you're a small business owner. You don't have all the money to hire marketing agencies or marketers. Please stay on your business. Stay on your business. Don't be distracted. Stay on your business. Stay on your business. Always, every day, find strategies to organically widen your funnel to reach to more market. And number 2 on that is reduce your funnel depth. What do I mean? When people come to you, let it not take them too much time before they can be able to buy from you. What is on your profile? Is it descriptive enough? Is there one click that somebody can click and buys from you? Those of you that, especially those of you in product that say for price, send a DM. Please stop that rubbish in this 2025. You are not selling Jesus Christ. Even if you are selling Jesus, even Jesus Christ displayed himself publicly for people to see him. You that you are selling what I don't know, you are saying for me to even know the price of what you are selling, I should go ahead and send you a DM when there are many people. I don't want to vex this night. So reduce the time it takes for people to buy from you. Don't send people too much message. Some of you say, oh, click on the bio on my link to send me a DM, and from a DM I'll start asking you questions. No, doesn't make any sense. The most important thing you need to do to a customer is to shorten that person's journey to something that the person can always walk around. And then lastly is, please create a system that keeps interacting with the customers. Some of you, one of your biggest challenges is that you lack follow-up system. Immediately somebody buys, you don't communicate to that person again. It is very, very wrong. I jokingly tell my client that if you have made the mistake of buying from me once, as by the grace of God and as Jesus tarries, you will hear from me till the day Jesus will come back. Because the goal is what they call top of the mind marketing. What is the probability that when that person needs that thing, the first person he thinks about is you? That's why you need to create a follow-up system, a communication system to keep reaching out to those that have bought from you, because it is 7 times faster to sell to those that have bought from you than those that have not bought from you. So it's easier to resell than to sell afresh. So some of you, what you need to know, just follow up. Do it tonight or tomorrow. Follow. I just followed up somebody that promised to pay for a cyber masterclass in August because he reached out to me, not to my team, and I didn't communicate it to my team. So I've been focusing on Abuja, on Lagos, and stuff like that. Like I saw it today when I was trying to do small follow-up. Like 4 persons has promised to pay since September. Guess what? They didn't pay. Why? I didn't follow up. And you know what? People have priorities. They have things that they are thinking of, things that to do with money. Until you learn to make what you are selling a priority in their mind, they're not going to buy. So create a follow-up system that keeps interacting with people, not just for them to come and buy, but to keep a top of the mind frame in their mind, right? Does that make sense? Have I spoken to someone tonight? I will take a few questions before my time is fully over. I hope I made a little more sense. And now, if I must talk something around the tax part, that's why I don't know if you have. Please, your costing should be very important. Don't be too afraid of price. At the same time, don't give your price too much. If you learn to tell a story and sell an idea instead of the product and service, I can tell you that your pricing may not be a big challenge, because it is not even you that pays the price. It is your customer that pays. Sorry, it's not you that pays the task. It is your customer that pays the task. That's why when you are putting the cost of your product, you are factoring into your tax into your cost of your product. And that's how your customer pays your tax. Not necessarily you paying the tax. You just need to know how to calculate it. That means every entrepreneur now must be very, very, very intelligent with pricing system. You must understand how to do your pricing. And you should never, ever, no matter what you are selling, unless what you are selling is volume driven, right? You depend on turnover, but every product should have at least a minimum of 30% profit margin. That means after you are selling and do all the calculations and remove everything, you have at least 30% as your profit left. Our very much expert business consultant is here, and I think he can help in most of those technical areas. It's not necessarily my field of strength. So thank you so much, sir, for having me. If anybody has a question, I'll be glad to take one or two of them. And I hope somebody got an insight tonight.
Yes, thank you very much for this wonderful session, and it's quite an honor to have you here. I know there are other things you could be doing this night, but then out of relationship, you said yes to be here. So please, guys, if there are questions you would have to ask, please feel free, ask your questions, and we are very much available to answer that. So if there are questions you would have, you can drop your questions on the comments. I would bring them up, as the case may be. So while we are waiting for the questions, there are a couple of things I might want to clarify for us, because we actually promised that this will be in pari passu in 2 sides, where we talk about how to increase your sales and then how to pay less in tax at the same time.
Yes, sir.
So someone is saying thank you very much, sir. I'm also joining same voice with the person to say thank you very much as well.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
It was
Thank
really
you.
awesome. Yeah. So if there are part of the things I was able to get here, some punchline you made mention of, that he that makes much sales is not afraid of paying tax. It's very important that we understand that. And he that knows how to sell have bid eternal farewell to poverty, like forever. Okay, so I think someone also highlighted that, and it makes a lot of sense. So
Thank
because
you, sir.
sales now is no more something we leave for the few. It's
At
something
all.
everybody should learn. It's something everybody should learn how to do. Because whether you like it or not, you're selling yourself to somebody without even knowing.
Very true. Very true, sir.
So that is it. So let's look at a few things. I first would want us to understand we'll talk about the burden of tax. So it simply means that who bears most of the burden of tax. All right. So as you're making these sales, bringing in the millions of naira and the hundreds of million and 200s of million, and I believe there might be someone here who would this year or by next year. I want to challenge someone. You can make at least a 1 billion naira capitalization in your business. It's very possible. And
Very, very.
imagine out of that 1 billion naira now, probably your profit out of the 1 billion naira is about 450 or 500 million. And government is telling you, oh, good and faithful servants, please give us 25 million naira starts. But then there is a matter of sales that if you've made, you'll be able to shoulder that burden of tax. But then one thing with burden of tax is this: when you pay tax, who bears the burden? Who bears the pain of that tax? And one thing with it is that there is something called an indirect tax, whereby a producer passes the burden of tax to someone else without the person knowing. So you're making your sales, you're doing your things, but then someone else is paying the tax. All right. But the only people who cannot do this are employees.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the only people who cannot do this are employees because automatically your tax burden is already on you, whether you like it or not. Even before the salary lines in your accounts, your employer has minused with their payroll software, has minused the tax and paid federal government. So that is why we are teaching this to business owners. In one way or the other, as an employee, have a business you run and register it with the appropriate name of the limited liability company, as the case may be. To the burden of tax, and that is where we'll call it a line for tonight. Okay, someone is asking a question. They say 30% profit is fair is a fairy tale in most commodity traders business in Nigeria.
Okay, yeah, I think I mentioned that if your profit is majorly dependent on volume, right? Turnover. So for those commodity traders, of course, now your profit is not on a single product, it's majorly on your turnover. So yes, that's very, very much correct.
Yeah. Thank you very much for pointing that out. I remember you said it clearly too that for people who are into commodities, who depend on volumes and turnovers, they may not be able to do such a markup like this. Because that reminds, I was even discussing with you. I think someone called me on phone early yesterday, as early as around 6:45. I was wondering, did this person have sleepless nights over tax? And the person was expressing a fact and said, this whole tax you're talking about, and I'm to cover my VAT, 7.5% VAT, because whether I make profits or not, as long as money enters my account, I'll pay VAT. And I'm doing buying and selling. I think the person stays in I think building materials on HLC. So we've known for about 4 years, and he made a statement that if I mark up this 7.5% VAT in my product, would my neighbor who also sell the same product do his own markup? Because this guy might not understand what tax is all about. And I do a 7.5 markup in my product so I can be able to service that cost of taxation back to tax. And this guy is even removing price from his own cost price. That means these two containers will stay in my hand for long.
But I think now that nobody can escape taxation, because the federal government is tracking you. As long as you have an account, the money enters your account. They just have a way of collecting it. I don't think anybody will escape taxation now. And that's why I keep trying to teach, especially a small business, that some of the reasons why that man is calling you to complain is because he's a traditional seller, right?
Yeah.
They are all traditional sellers. They sell products and services. They don't build brands. They don't sell brands. They don't sell perception. They don't understand some of this thing I'm talking about, storytelling and all. That traditional person doesn't know what a sales funnel is.
Yeah.
What he knows is that he brings goods and sells the goods, and there's a competition in the market. And that
Yeah.
is, if his son is able to grow up tomorrow and understand the psychology of marketing, he will see that his son will be taking out his product more at even a higher price. That person doesn't even know that from Onitsha, I can sell product to somebody in Lagos.
No, of course, of course, of course.
Exactly. So
Because
that's
one of the
the
places this thing would bring about now would be that some of these guys now will start going to the flow points, probably going to China, trying to rebrand their product so they can have a market control of pricing. I
exactly.
used to know there while I was growing up. I used to know this man who was importing um, poison for termites. I don't want to call the product name. This man so much dominated the market that for every festive season, that product has 500 naira. Not because the product's cost has increased, but
Exactly.
because but because he has so much dominated that market.
Demand,
He
yes.
then he was the chairman of the market. But that was not the leverage. The leverage was that no only me get them. If you go anywhere else, nobody buy them.
It's exactly. So it's just those things. And that's why I advise small business owners. See, I believe that, especially when they say that markets are saturated, right? I
Yeah,
believe it's the truth, but it's not the complete truth. That's something I always say, that even if the market is saturated, perception is never saturated.
of course.
You can always create a new perception in a market, even around an already existing product. They say
Yeah.
variety is the spice of life. People are always looking for. See, even if people want to buy the same phone, but they want to buy the same phone in a different way.
Yes.
So the first time I come to your shop and I bought phone, what there was no girl, fine, fair lady who were there and said, "Hello, sir, you look so beautiful today,
Mm.
or so handsome today." And then the second time I come into your shop, there's a fine lady there telling me today and say, "Hello, sir, you look so amazing today." That's
Mm.
an experience.
In fact, even if you
The
don't want to
time I
buy
came,
phone, you might even want to buy more than phone.
simple. This next time I'm coming to your phone, can you go and buy this thing that they carry in club and say and call Odogu, and then immediately you finish buying it, someone from inside can just come outside and display your name on that screen and say, "Hey, Odogu, the sales guru."
Dorime.
Exactly. What you are
Next up
buying is
strategy.
the same. What you are buying is the same phone, but the experience with which you are buying it is different.
Yeah.
And price is actually hidden in experience, not product and services.
No, of course. And people need to understand that.
It's as simple. That's why I like teaching small business. That's why sometimes I don't like teaching old people, because I see their own mistake. I cannot correct it again.
There are also young people in age that have turned old people because they cannot learn again and they learn. Their own is worse.
That case is worst. That case is worse, right? And unfortunately, if you have gotten to that level, that person is not even here, anyways. Because those that are here are those who want to learn and do better.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll be calling it off at this point where we would finalize on understanding the burden of tax, how we can pass down this tax to third parties. Okay. But then also want to make it clear, like this evening, I was on X Space. I was listening to Mr. Taiwo. If I murdered the name, my Yoruba friends, please pardon me. But then he made some mentions, and certain experience happened in the stock market just this week alone, because this tax something was flagged. It started on Monday. It was signed. It was approved on Monday that it will start. So it has started, and there was this policy or this clause in the tax law that says that if you are trading stocks, that by January, that the profit you've made in that stock, your capital gain tax in that stock will be backdated from the day you bought that tax. Sorry, from the day you bought that share or stock down to the day you would sell. That means for people that have owned their stock for 5 years, 10 years, and probably they bought at 10 naira, and now that stock is 127 naira. It simply means that all these years, the profits will be passed down to be paid to date on that's the tax. So what happened in the stock market yesterday was very like is the worst down of it all Nigeria has ever experienced in 10 years. What happened was that people quickly started selling their shares so that it wouldn't cross January 1. Because if it had crossed, now the amount of tax they will pay will be too much. Now, what happened was that share prices in the market started crumbling, started going down, it started crashing.
Because demand is now less than supply.
Of course. So it came to a point, and I expected them to do to call a circuit in the share market, in the stock market, but they did not. But then something happened when they came back and closed the stock and said that, please, we've had Nigerians. That was the only language they could hear. He said, we've had Nigerians and we'll go back to review that law. So all those backlash of accumulations will no longer be implemented. And in a single day, the stock market gained 10% again. people started buying back their shares again. So, and that share price now, I don't know who is in this. If you've not bought shares, I don't know. I think you should go into the market now and buy as much as possible, because from now to 31st, the share prices will be pumped so much so that they can make so much profits, because they know they cannot be taxed on those profits now. Until January 1st, they can make all the profit they need to make before January 1st. So it's an extra I'm giving to people now. If you've not done that, you can just simply sneak into that and make more money and pay less tax on your shares in the stock market now. So the burden of tax should be passed down to your consumers. You shouldn't bear the burden of tax, except you are into some COG. Someone said I'm into FMCG goods, fast-moving goods and products. So for people like that, they might not be paying so much tax on VAT, because the federal government made it so easy.
Yeah.
Because they want you to pass down that burden of tax to the ordinary users, to the final consumers. Because imagine buying bread of 1,000 naira and you pay additional 75 naira on that bread because you're paying VAT. That means people will go hungry. Basic things you need to buy to satisfy yourself and the rest. So federal government placed a clause there that if you're a manufacturer in these essential goods, for every product you buy and you see a VAT on your receipt, please compile it and file it. We'll refund you that VAT so that you don't pass it down to your consumers. So it simply means that while other people are crying of tax, you're also making money out of your tax, getting tax refunds. But then, provided you know how to file your tax refund, that's another thing we'll talk about. So probably by next week, we'll discuss about these technical areas of tax. I might have to log into the tax promas board proper and show you how you can file your tax, how you can check how much you're owing in tax, and a couple of other things, the technical areas of this taxation. So if you have friends around, let them know. If you have your tax promas,
I'll be available.
Yeah, if you have your tax promas, please call the person that registered, call the FIRS officer that registered it for you to get your login details, because we'll definitely look at these things properly to see how you can file, how you can check those things, how you can know how much you're to pay, and the rest of that. And then probably by the upper class, I'll try to invite an accountant who would teach us how to prepare a management account. That might be also very technical, because if you don't know how to prepare your management account, how will you not have to describe and explain that 100 million that entered, you didn't make profit out of it? So these things are very important. So again, I'm saying thank you very much to the sales guru,
my boss,
for the beautiful work you've been doing. The testimonies are everywhere.
The next session is it on Wednesday?
Yes, on Wednesday.
Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah, on Wednesday. So moving to the technicalities and see how far we can go. So thank you very much, everyone. It's quite wonderful having us here, and let's go make massive sales so that we can be able to pay this tax. Thank you so much.
Sir. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time. Good night, all of you.
Yeah.